All right, it's been a while since the last vlog, but I'm excited to bring it back. So today we're not in Miami, so I came out here on a trip. We're in Poland right now. I came out here to visit some friends, and let me show you guys the view. Let me show you guys some of the markets that I'm looking to trade right now in the markets. It's the start of a new week, and I'm seeing already a lot of great opportunities for a lot of short positions, honestly, in the market right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys some of those trades that I'm looking at, as well as the view that I have right here. So you guys can see just like a normal day in the life of what it looks like to be able to trade, travel, have fun at the same time while still staying disciplined and on the markets consistently to trade and to profit. So let's get into today's video. All right, so right here you can see like this is the view that we have from the spot. It's very nice. It's actually, I've never been to Poland before. I'm from Miami, so it's all very new to me, but I mean, I've already been all over Europe, and this is honestly a very, very nice city. I'm very impressed by it. Super safe, super clean. So yeah, later we're gonna go, to some restaurants and stuff. But right now I'm gonna show you guys the chart and what I'm looking at right now in the markets. All right, so first things first, we have AUDCHF. So this is such a clean market right here. This is textbook, exactly what I look for. So you see, you have the bearish market structure consistently going lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So I'm expecting this to be the next lower high before the next lower low gets formed and the bearish market structure continues. So I'm in this trade. I entered in a little bit ago, and as you see, we're already starting to run a bit in profit. Now I'm also looking at USD JPY. This is also a pretty good opportunity. However, this one is different because I am expecting it to go a bit higher first before possibly rejecting towards 151 or at 151.300 before continuing to the downside. So I do want to see strong reactions off of here. Last pair that I am looking at is on GBP-CHF. This one would have already been in profit if I would have entered in, because it's perfect. You have a support, price came right back into that previous support, now turned into resistance, and you're also at the moving average on this 2-hour time frame. So I mean, can't get any more textbook than that. Let's see how this trade plays out. I am very excited about this trade on AUDCHF. I entered in this morning. I calculated my lot size here on my FX book, so I have a pretty good risk behind this trade. I lost my last trade, so if I make this win right here, I'm gonna make back the loss plus much more. So very excited. Yeah, this week I'm just gonna try to take 1 to 2 trades. I'm done trying to force trades. I'm done taking 5 trades in a week. Nowadays, 2 trades, 3 max, sometimes 1 if there's only 1 good opportunity in the week. And that's been working out better for me. Trading on the 1 hour, 2 hour, and 4 hour time frame alongside the daily bias has been working magic for me. All right, so this is a car we got for a couple days. Fire. So let's start it up real quick. It's a cold start up, and let's see how it sounds. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go get some breakfast, go get some coffee, stuff like that, check up on the trade that I'm in. I really do think that the trade that I'm in right now is going to be a winning trade, just because I have the higher time frame trend in my favor. So I think we should continue to push downwards, especially once you get that retracement fully finished. I think we're good to go down. So that's one thing, that when I'm trading with the trend and I'm actually following the trend, I'm not too worried about managing risk or anything like that. I just want the market to continue. So I have to give it space to just continue downwards or upwards if I'm buying. But in this case, I do think that I am gonna win this trade. And honestly, if I win this trade, it's gonna pay for this entire trip. So that's what I'm looking forward to. That's my main priority right now. And at the end of this vlog, I'll do a trade breakdown showing you everything like that. I'm starting to now build a bunch more companies and stuff. And honestly, that's what's going to take me to the next level in my trading as well, because you don't have to make it harder for yourself. Trading is already hard as it is. So if you can have some type of side income to boost whatever it is that you're doing right now, let's say you're at, I don't know, $500 per trade and you want to get up to 1,000. How much easier would it be to get up to 1,000 if you had, for example, 5K coming in every single month, 10K, 15K? So you wanna increase your supplemental income as much as possible. I'm gonna get into the breakdown right now of my trade on AUDCHF. So far this market has been consolidating a lot, and it's honestly pretty stuck right here. So one of my trading philosophies is that if I enter in a trade and then I'm not seeing enough reason to stay in that trade and I'm not seeing exactly what I envisioned the trade to look like, then I will close out early. So my plan right now is that I'm currently still in it. I'm down, last time I checked, I was down about 2.6 thousand on this trade, basically around break even. And what I'm gonna do is that if this move down right now that's starting to form, if it doesn't actually continue down at least below the lowest that we've gone so far, which is 51,350, then at this point I will close out. So if we go, let's say we go down a little bit more, but then we reverse back up, then I'm out somewhere around here, because there's no way I'm going to stay in the trade that was supposed to be trending downwards, but instead just started to consolidate and then start trading above the moving average. So you know what that does? That allows me to heavily reduce my risk to the point where if I lose, I think I'm only going to lose like $3,000 on this trade. Think about that. I was initially risking 7,000 to make about 17,000, between 16 and $17,000 on this trade, and I could potentially only lose 3K if it doesn't play out. And if it does hit my stop loss, if I bring it down here, then at that point, chances are it's gonna go up anyways, and chances are it's going to reverse anyways. So it's such a smart choice to do this if it does not go straight down from here. Now, you may be saying, well, why didn't the analysis work? Well, sometimes the analysis just doesn't play out. For me, this was a bearish market structure. As I broke down earlier in the balcony when I was showing you guys on my phone, it was consistently going down. It was consistently going down. This trade made a lot of sense, and it still makes sense for this to go down. But, sometimes the market will the trend will just die out, and then it'll start going in the opposite direction. That's why you have to be flexible. You can't just place a trade and then always let it do whatever it's going to do. So that's my plan right now on AUDCHF. If you take a look at the daily time frame, we need this daily time frame to form a bearish candle. It needs to go bearish off of this resistance, and it needs to keep this top wick right here. So we'll see if I stay in this. I think if it doesn't go down now, I'll just get out of it, because there's also other opportunities that I can simply look to trade. I'm seeing an opportunity right now on USDCHF, and a lot of people are telling me, hey, this market is still bearish, this market is still bearish. If you look at the daily, sure, you have these big 3 bearish candles to the downside, but no, we're actually starting to go back bullish, and we're starting to form bullish market structure. Take a look here what happened. You have to be flexible, and you have to understand when the market structure is shifting at the precise moment. If you don't, you're going to get caught on an old trend. It was bearish, but you have to be quick to identify the structure shifts. So you got the lower highs, the market was forming lower highs, but then out of nowhere, right here on Monday, we formed a higher low, and then we formed a higher high. So what's likely to happen here? Well, chances are it's going to continue to go upward. So once we get a break above this area of resistance, then I'm going to look to take a buy, targeting 8,400. Even 8,500 could be a possible target up here. Why am I targeting this area in specific? Very simple, because let's change the color of this. So blue is the target, Why am I targeting this blue zone? Well, look to the left. You have previous resistance. Prices held this area as resistance before, so chances are next time it comes into this price, it's going to have a reaction there. That's my plan for USDCHF, but the thing is that since this one hasn't actually set up yet, anything can happen. It might just go down from here, and then I can't have my buy entry this week. So this is very, very speculative. We don't know if it's actually going to set up until we get that breakout, and then until we get that pullback. So that's something that you have to definitely wait for. A lot of the AUD pairs right now are consolidating, and I'm looking at some other ones, possibly on the pound pairs, to possibly then go short. So for example, here on GBP AUD, I see a common area that's been held so many times in the past, right around 2.06500. And if we can simply get a retest close to this area, you know, it doesn't even have to reach 500. It could be 206, 200, because this is a general zone where price has a lot of reactions. Then I can look for simple rejection confirmations to then look for a sell. So it would look something like this. And then the target would look something like at least 2.04 or potentially even 2.03, which would be the next major psychological round level. So that's another pair that I'm looking at. So I'm actually going to fix up my watch list here a bit. I'm going to add this to the flag. CAD JPY, I was considering taking buys on it, but we'll have to see. I'll leave it flagged for now, but I do want to add GBP AUD to my watch list. I'm going to remove USD JPY because it didn't do what I had planned for it, you know. So I'm going to remove USD JPY. Obviously, you know, AUDCHF, that's a trade that I'm currently in. I'm going to remove GBP JPY because there's also no pair there, and also GBP CHF. So you want to clean up your watch list as much as possible and only keep the best possible trades there. I'm going to remove the flag from AUDJPY. Although I am looking for either a breakout to the upside or to the downside on this pair, I'll just have it not listed right now. So I guess I could add CAD JPY so that way we could have 3 nice pairs to be looking at right now. This is the current trade that I'm in for now, which I may exit out. Honestly, I think it's just going to consolidate, and I'm just going to exit out around here for about a $3,000 loss and just get out of it. I don't want to stay in this. And then take a sell on GBP AUD to the downside, and then CAD JPY possibly take a buy position somewhere around that moving average. From there, we can continue to the upside. All right, so I decided to make another quick little update for you guys so that way you can see, you know, how it ended up playing out, because on AUDCHF, I already closed out, and honestly, I closed out at a very, very good price. So closed out right around here for a small loss of $3,000. $3,000 to $3,700, not bad at all. Like I said, my risk was a lot more than that. So now I'm in a trade on GBP AUD to the downside because I saw this last night go bullish and it tried to go higher, but look at all of these rejections. So the market heavily rejected the upside, and at that point it's like, okay, I'm gonna enter in sells, because if we've been failing to go higher, we pulled back all the way up from this strong bearish move that we had at the beginning. I mean, it shows that there is selling pressure, but the market is trying to pull back. And if it fails, which these wicks show us that price failed to go higher, then chances are we're going to go down, and we're actually going to, at some point, make a new low below this low. So that's exactly why I entered in on GBP AUD, and I'm targeting around 2.03800 because I think this is a very, very good area to reach down towards. Now, one of the things I'll watch out for is, you know, these areas to the left, because these are areas of support. If we bounce off of there, then I may consider closing out early if I'm already at my 1 to 2 risk to reward. But if not, then I'll look to continue and catch maybe like a full 2.44 risk to reward win. So far, this trade's been going very, very nice. I'm already up $4.8 thousand right now on this exact setup. So, the way I see it is I'm already up more than what I lost on a trade that I was in for like 3 days. An unsuccessful trade that I was in for 3 days, I lost about 3.7 thousand. Now, this winning trade that I've been, or I'm assuming it's going to be a winning trade, that I've been in for a couple of hours, I'm already up more profit than I lost. And the reason for that is because we're trading trending markets. So if they're not going exactly where we want it to go immediately, then it's better to just close out. And also on USDCHF, I'm also in a buy position. I'm up $4.5 thousand on this one. And I'm pretty sure we're going to continue to go bullish as well. So I took these late last night. Like I said, I'm in a different time zone here in Europe. And for me, these setups occurred in the afternoon of New York time, towards like the nighttime of New York. But it was very late last night. So that's why I didn't show you guys the exact entry when I did enter in on these trades, because I was in bed when I took them. But these are pretty solid setups right here, and I think they're already starting to move in my favor, and I think it's going to continue. So yeah, let's take a look to see how they set up, and I'll update you in my next moves, or when this markets continue to go moving. But I'm gonna be watching these very, very closely. My goal is for one of these two to take profit this week, close out of the week for a profitable week of, anything above $5,000 profit, including, the loss, right? So if I could catch a 10K win on any one of these two pairs, that would offset my $3.7 thousand loss. All right, so just to update you guys real quick, it's a couple of days later now, and this trade ended up playing out very, very nice. So here's the update on what ended up happening on GBP AUD. So this market was consistently going lower and lower. We had lower highs, lower lows. And as you saw in the last clip, when I was breaking it down live, the market was starting to go down. And since then, we came down, we hit our full take profit, closed out for a very, very nice win. My biggest win here in this week. And then we had like a small pullback before the continuation to the downside. So you guys can see I was breaking that down live. That was live. And now we see that it played out perfectly. The analysis was correct 100%. Like literally, if I would have kept holding this trade, this could have been my biggest trade ever, because I could have had a potential 1-11 risk to reward ratio. Now, of course, I didn't know it was going to keep going down this far, but it does show that the analysis was spot on and it was right on the money. So really, really good to see. Like I said, I forgot to update exactly when this hit the take profit. I was traveling a lot, so I wasn't able to update you in real time. But now looking back, that was a great call out. That was exactly what the market ended up doing. So I appreciate you guys for watching this video. If you do like this style of content, vlogs, and breakdowns at the same time, let me know and I'll do more of it. And I will see you in the next one.